Hi, this is Hina Rai, founder of Talent2 International Education, and welcome to the webinar. Today's webinar is focused mainly on US, Australia, and New Zealand universities. As for the registrations that we have in hand, I've concentrated more on providing information to your requested courses. So just a few housekeeping rules. Please make sure you are muted all the time. And if you can keep your videos off, that's great as well. So welcome and thank you for joining us. We'll get straight on to the webinar and let's start our focus on the USA. So universities in USA, it's a vast country, and as we all know, it has close to around 26 states. So there are loads of universities starting from an average fee, which is mainly everybody's concern. So we will be taking on the questions at the end of the webinar. And I will start my focus with USA, go to Australia, New Zealand, and then I'll leave most of the part for the question answer so that I can ensure that I've addressed all of the queries. Medical sciences in USA, what are your options? Where should you be looking for? Arizona State University is a well-known university, and that should be an university which would provide you your courses of your choice, and it's priced pretty decently. So I would highly recommend this university. With regards to biology sciences, normally SAT is a requirement, but due to this pandemic right now, universities in US have exempt SAT, so which is a great deal. And I think if you guys are looking at your Jan intakes or your Feb intakes, I think this is the right time to start your processes so that you can avoid your SAT. So most of the universities don't require SAT, so it's just the IELTS that would be required. Cleveland State or University, Ohio, your fees could be ranging around 17,000 USD and your living cost could be approximately 10K. If you're looking at biology and pharmaceutical courses, this would be a university to look into. National University would also be another option where no SAT is required. It's approximately around 16K plus. So University of Colorado, Denver is a very good university. Starting fee structures would be approximately around USD 25, and Chicago is another university which is having biochemical sciences. The fees there would be between 30 to 40 approximately. So just to give you a fair idea on what to expect, obviously your grades would be something that once you go through their websites and you feel that you want to you're comfortable to apply, we can definitely go into depth and when we have a one-on-one to see whether you would be accepted in this particular or what are your choices that you could look into. So we can always help you out there as well. Computer sciences, National University of California is one university you could look into. Cleveland State University, Chicago, and Colorado. These are universities are known for their computer sciences, so definitely look into them. Arizona State University is also a well-known university. You definitely can look at your options out there as well. For engineering, so BSc Chemical Engineering, you have a lot of choices. You have the Arizona State University, you have the University of South Florida, you have Cleveland State University. So there are a few choices. You have the Illinois Institute of Technology, University of New Mexico. So there are a few choices and the fees out there are not very, very expensive. It's something you could look into it. It could range from 17,000, like for example, in Cleveland State, the fees are approximately around 17,000 and the living cost could be anywhere between 12 to 13,000. The required GPA would be a 77%, which is quite doable, I guess. Then Illinois State University is 48,000, a bit on the higher end. New Mexico, University of New Mexico, it's around 23,500 plus your living costs. So when you look at universities, obviously, depending on the state, your living costs are going to go up. So just make sure if you are having a strict budget, you definitely look at the state you're going to, because that's going to make a lot of difference to your free fee structures. Arizona State University, you have 33,000 USD as a fee, tuition fee, and a 12 grand as your living costs. So definitely look at this. University of South Florida, again, has a fee structure of 17,500 plus living costs are a bit higher. It's around 16 grand. So you have choices. If you need more information, I'm happy to share that on a one-on-one basis. Regarding STEM and a little regarding what can you expect once you have studied your course. So if you have taken a non-STEM course, you are allowed on a 1-year work permit out there, which is called the OPT, which is an optional practical training, which you get 1 year. If you are taken a STEM program, you are allowed to work in the US for 3 years. Depending on your employer, this could possibly extend and up to 3 to 6 years. So unfortunately, unlike other countries in US, the policy is that 3 to 6 years is the max you would be allowed to work. But obviously salaries are higher, and that's one attractive reason why students want to go to the US and get their qualifications. If there are any questions, you could start putting them through if it comes to your mind so that I can address it at the end of the session today. Or maybe we should do it as per the state. We can go one by one in case you have questions regarding the US. It would be best if we can tackle them now and if you can put your comments right away. So looking for any questions. If you have any at this moment, happy to chat with you on those. Some of you have asked me about the artificial intelligence courses available in the US. Arizona State University has a 2-year Master of Science program in robotic science. The fees are approximately around 26,100. Living costs would be approximately around 12 grand. So definitely a university worth looking at. Kent State University, again, is another one which you could focus on. The GPA requirements for both these universities is approximately around 77 to 78%. Illinois State University, Illinois Institute of Technology is another good university you could be looking into if you are looking at AI courses. MBA courses, most of the Indian undergrad degrees are 3 years, and the asking in the US is a 4-year undergrad. But having said that, there are a few universities that accept a 3-year undergrad degree as well. So if any of you are looking at going for an MBA and you have an Indian undergrad degree, you can definitely reach out and I can help you seeking admissions as well. What is expected out from in terms of the US? Living costs are higher. Obviously, when you are looking at New York, for example, your living costs are going to be higher because rentals are going to be more expensive. And working in the US for the first year, you are allowed to work on campus, and then after the first year completion, you can move out and work for out of campus opportunities as well. This is what we have for the US currently. Let's move on to Australia. Shannon, you've asked a question, anything towards aviation that we can look into? Yes, definitely we can, depending on what exactly are you looking in aviation. If you can just inbox me separately as to what exactly you're looking at, and I'll definitely respond to you on that. Uh, so just inbox me. I know you've been chatting with me, so you can just send me that through, and I'll definitely get back to you on that one. Uh, let's look at our options in Australia. So Australia, we currently know that there was a lot of migration happening to Australia, and just like Canada is open for migration, currently Australia has kind of closed down on migration, and the best way to migrate to Australia is through a student study permit. So hence, because of that, a lot of students have looked into getting into Australia. Um, we'll take on the first course in Australia, which I would want to share some information on, and that would be the veterinary medicine. So some of you would want to do a vet course in Australia, and there is a Bachelor of Veterinary Biology and Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, which is available at the University of Sydney, which is one of the best universities. The fees would definitely be on a higher end, but it is one of the best. In case you're looking at a lower end fee structures, there is also the University of Adelaide, which offers you a Bachelor of Veterinary Technology. So you can look into that. The asking out there is 80% the GPA, and the fees is approximately around 43,500. Um, Bachelor of Zoology and Animal Science is also an opportunity you have. You have the Deakin University in Melbourne. It's a 3 years program. Its cost is around 37,000, and the intakes are in March and July. So you can look into that option. Bachelor of Science honors in animal behavior. You have that course available in Flinders University, Adelaide. It's asking a 70% GPA, and the tuition fees are around 36,500. Um, and this is a 4 year course, by the way. Bachelor of Animal and Veterinary Biosciences, La Trobe University in Melbourne. It's a 3 year program, and the tuition fees are around 37,800. So there are quite a few choices. There is University of New Queensland, but the fees are more on the higher end, but very good universities, definitely happy to recommend uh, once we have the one-on-one. Bachelor of Business. You have the international business courses available in University of Canberra. There is a management, there is a international business course, then there is a marketing course available as well in the University of Canberra. There is the University of Canberra also has the entrepreneurship course as well. And we have the La Trobe University, which offers digital business marketing. The fees out there could vary from anywhere around 35,800. Obviously, you have the big universities as well, which is Monash University, which offers a Bachelor of Marketing in media communication. Fee structures would be around 45,000. GPA is asking is 60%. So definitely a very good university that you could look into. Bachelor's of Marketing at Monash is also another. This is only for marketing. Tuition fees are around 45 grand. You are looking at a 3 year program. So definitely something you need to watch out. You have the RMIT University, which is the Bachelor of Business International Business Applied, which is a 4 year program. The fees are approximately around 36,500. Um, a good university, definitely recommended. The Australian National University, excellent university. It offers courses in various fields. One of them is the Bachelor of International Business. Definitely look into that. Um, Again, you have another one, which is the Bachelor of International Marketing as well, which is in Australia National University. Definitely recommended. So we have a lot. We have Griffith University, we have the Macquarie University, uh, a lot of universities you guys can look into. Um, the other courses that were asked about was biomedicine in Australia. So definitely biomedicine in Australia, you could look into is University of Melbourne. They have courses, a lot of courses in for science students. So what I'm talking about is the biomedicine course, year bachelor's, which is a 3 years degree. Intakes are February and July, and the tuition fees could vary between 42 to 45,000. GPA is around 90%, so that's a high asking, but yeah. Monash University has a Bachelor of Medicine. The GPA requirements are 80%, and the intakes are in Feb and July. The fees are on a little more higher side. It's around close to 79,000 Australian dollars. So, but it's a brilliant university. University of Adelaide, one of the best universities in Australia, offers a Bachelor of Medicine and the Bachelor of Surgery. So this is a 6-year program. Tuition fees are around 77,000 AUD and the GPA is 90%. There are loads of other opportunities. If you have any constraints on budgets, feel free to reach out to me and have a one-on-one. I can share some more options for you. Um, Bachelor of Psychology Honours, you have the Australian National University in Canberra, which offers you a 4-year degree program. Intakes are in March 21, and the tuition fees are 47,000. Bachelor of Psychology Honours in Swinburne University. There is Deakin University in Melbourne as well. The fees out in Deakin is around 30,000 Australian dollars for a bachelor's degree. And you have the Monash University, which offers you a Bachelor of Psychology for a 4-year program. The fee structures is approximately around 34,200. So loads of opportunity. We have Curtin University, we have Griffith, a lot of names out there and pretty well known. Bachelor of Engineering in Australia. So you have the Australian National University, which offers a Bachelor of Engineering Honours program. Definitely look into this. It's a good university. The fees are around 46,900. Cost of living is approximately 21,000. Then you have the University of Wollongong as well, that offers a Bachelor of Engineering Honours, Biomedical Engineering. The fees is 37,500 and cost of living would be approximately 21,000. GPA requirements in Wollongong is 50%. So for the ones who haven't done too well, maybe you have an option out there to still go ahead with your engineering program. You have the Murdoch University, you have the University of Tasmania. So you have a lot of choices in Australia, depending on your budgets and your requirements. Mass media. In Australia, we have University of Wollongong, which has a mass media course that's called Media Marketing, Communication and Advertising. Definitely something you can look into. Edith Cowan University, which also has a Bachelor of Media and Communications. The fee structures is around 30,000 Australian dollars, and a lot of other choices. You have MBAs available in Australia as well. You could do an MBA, which is an 18 months master's degree in the Australian National University. Course is valued at 44,500. Cost of living approximately around 21,000, and the GPA requirements is 80%. So a lot of choices, and definitely you could look in. And considering the situation right now with the pandemic, I know Australia has taken a big hit in terms of students who had decided to take admissions during this year, but unfortunately have deferred their admissions because some of them don't see the value of online classes. Next year is going to be looking good for most of these countries, and definitely for the US and Australia, it looks like it's going to be a good year for students, for them to get admissions out there. So, having said that, I think it's very, very vital that if you haven't started your process, you do need to start it now. Jan is not too far away. There are loads of things that need to get done. So, shortlist your universities, at least 3 to 5. Keep your backup plan in hand. Do your research. It's very good to do your research, but I would say at least um, once you have done your research, feel free to communicate that research, chat with people so that you can get their point of view. I think most of the times people get into webinars and they don't really, they take down the details and they write down all the information, but they don't do the most vital thing that needs to be done is you need to reach out and have a one-on-one discussion. You're not being charged for it. So I think it's very vital that you need to call up and have that one-on-one to understand what you need to be looking at. You have budget constraints. Some of them want the high ranking universities, but do you have the grades to go for that? Because it's all a balance. You need to have the funds, you need to have your grades in place. So it's very, very important to speak to a person who would advise you correctly. um, you could also have alternatives, like sometimes you may not have taken maths, so you need to find out, is there an alternative that if you haven't got maths and you want a particular course that requires maths, how do you get over this hurdle? uh, it's very important again to reach out and make that connect. I think what we need to understand is that you need to book your one-on-ones as soon as possible. Time flies. It's already end of June. Students have already started the application process for Jan, and because of the pandemic, a lot of students have asked for deferrals. So all the ones that were planning to start in fall this year is going to be pushed to winter. So because of this reason, the Jan intakes are getting filled even earlier than expected. um, my suggestion would be to kind of start your process sooner, because it absolutely makes sense, because I've had so many of my students who have pushed back, uh, because practically if you go to look at it, if you're doing a business course, it's fine to do it online, but if you're doing a science where you need to have practical hands-on experiences, then it doesn't make sense. Like labs, it's very difficult to do a lab course online. So definitely those kids have pushed. Art students, it doesn't make sense to have an art class online, so it makes sense to ask for a referral and start your program in Jan. So having said that, again, emphasizing, very, very important to start your application process at the earliest. um, you will be less stressed, and hence you would stress out your parents and loved ones as well lesser. So for sure you need to start your process earlier. Um, in Australia, the well-known universities, if you can afford the fees, obviously you can get scholarships, but that only happens once you put in the application in. So you could always look at it. So hence, I would say put in your applications at least to 3 to 5 universities to see where you stand, and then take a wise decision on where you need to go based on, you know, the country, what are the benefits that you're getting from there, the course value, and obviously your grades should support this as well. So it's very, very important that you need to sit, write it down, and then take a decision. That's very important as well. Yeah. um, for New Zealand as well, we have quite a few courses in New Zealand. The country is currently not accepting students, in, but we are hoping that eventually they are going to be starting off. But we are hoping that, you know, the students will be able to get admission. So we are hoping that eventually they are going to be starting off. But we are hoping that eventually they are going to be starting off. But we are hoping that eventually they are going to be starting off. But we are hoping that eventually they are going to be starting off. uh, very soon. Now, so we have, somebody had asked for a Bachelor of Law. So you have the University of Waikato in New Zealand, which is a very good university for law. Um, it's a 4-year program, and it's around 30,000 uh, New Zealand pounds. So definitely you need to look in there. It's asking for a GPA of approximately, I think, around 70%. So you definitely have that university. You have Bachelor of Law, AUT University as well, where you can look into that option. Then you have the Bachelor of Law in Victoria, University of Wellington. That's a very good university as well. Bachelor of Science in New Zealand. You have the Bachelor of Surgery and Science and Medicine in University of Auckland. It's a 6-year program. Um, it's asking it's 60% GPA, which is not too bad. And the cost is around 77,000. The Bachelor of Science, Auckland University of Technology, that's another program you could be looking at. Asking is 60% GPA, which is a good university. Again, University of Waikato is also a very good university offering a Bachelor of Science. It's a 3-year program. So you have those choices. And if you have any more requirements, please send me an inbox, message me, and I'll definitely get back to you. Um, let's spend some time on question and answers. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Either if you want to send it on a one-on-one basis, that's great. Or if you want to just put it down here, that's fine as well. Tuition fees. Okay, please share the wet school list for Australia. Thank you. Holly, definitely I'll share that with you. And my suggestion would be to, have a one-on-one and discuss this. So look at an option. If you are keen on Australia, then that's fine. But if you are deciding between two countries, do a pro and a con checklist, and I can help you do that. So that's the reason I said reach out and have a one-on-one. Computer science courses in Australia. I've already spoken a lot about computer science courses. If there's anything else, uh, Daksh, you need to reach out to me. I think I've already messaged you about it. So you can definitely WhatsApp me your requirements. How are these, Holly says, how are these universities handling new admission this year due to COVID and the borders being closed? So currently, yes, the borders are closed. As far as Australia is concerned, we do not right now have much information. From what I know, that they're going to be closed definitely till the end of this year, and maybe a little bit in the first few months of next year as well. But we are hoping that they will open up for students starting Feb, March intake, because what we need to understand is all these countries' economies are also suffering because of the loss of business in education. So I'm sure they're going to be striving to make sure that students get back to campus. Um, Zoya says, can I please have some info on Bachelors of Nursing in Australia? Zoya, yes, I could provide you with that information. I will inbox you definitely all your requirements for nursing in Australia. I can do that. Yeah, Shannon, we'll definitely schedule a one-on-one with you. And after this webinar, I'll reach out to you, and we can see a convenient time for a one-on-one for sure. Anything else that you need a response to, please just message me, and definitely will get back to you. I think, Shannon, you had asked about the USA regarding aviation. So Arizona State University also has a good option for aviation. St. Louis University has one, State University, Western Michigan University. These are good universities for aviation. So depending on what course you're looking at, you could be looking at all of these universities. So Kent, Arizona, Western Michigan, definitely. Um, if you are looking at doing your medicine in Australia, it's a good option. You could be looking at a pathway program and also then getting into university. If you have any specific country, like provinces you would want to be in, definitely would need to work on that and give you a list of where you should be looking at for sure. Yeah, Zoya. So feel free to reach out to me. Tina will schedule the one-on-ones with you and also explain the visa requirements. So just to give you a little background about what we do, we help you shortlist your universities based on obviously your scores, um, your budgets in hand, and obviously your country of choice. So your preferences. So depending on where you need to go, you definitely need to reach out to us, give us a little bit of details. We have a student form that needs to be filled out. Based on that student form, we would shortlist universities and say, okay, these are the few universities you can look at. And then we could discuss that going forward. Um, you we also help you with your visas. So we will share with you the options of which websites you need to go, what kind of forms you need to fill, what is your expectations on the visa front. Even for the pre-departures, we are in touch with students, explaining to them, when things are, especially during these pandemic times, we've had a lot of uncertainties, and it's definitely being connected with each and every student of ours and getting them to giving them a briefing on how things will be going forward in terms of whether classes are going to be online or whether they are going to be able to travel. So definitely the pre-departure as well, we would sit and assist with all of these aspects. I have a question here. Are wet degrees from Australia accepted here and rest of the world? Yes, for sure. Wet degrees are accepted out here for sure from Australia. About the visa formalities. So, with regards to the visa formalities, what is expected out from you? Because I have a few students from India as well and from Dubai as well. So, in India, you have a process called SDS. So, in that, you can directly apply to universities. I'm sorry, for your visas, which means that there is a criteria list. It's a little more easier than to apply from Dubai. Now, from Dubai, you definitely need a letter of acceptance. You need to have your financials. So if your parents are sponsoring you, you need to have all the financial documents in hand. There is a whole checklist that we share with you. So once you have your acceptance letter, we share this checklist with you so that we help you to start with your visa process. Um, we've been putting up a lot of testimonials on our website. If you can just take some time and listen to some of the testimonials or read some of the testimonials, very close to my heart, because we've not done a great number of students, but the number of students that we have done and who have provided us testimonials are very close to my heart. So we, like I always say, we are not a number game. We believe that we would want to give each one of them who comes through to us our very best. I've had parents contacting me at like 10 in the night saying, what do I do? I'm stuck on this visa page. It's that kind of support that we give, because we totally understand how important it is for a parent and how important it is for a child, because to you, this journey of yours is the most important part of your life. You are going to be embarking on a journey, and which is going to make your life. And I totally understand it. We don't work like a 9 to 5 and then after 5 nobody's to be reached. It doesn't work like that. So definitely, that is my USB. I would say that we are in touch with you constantly, and as far as that is concerned, my testimonials speak the best. Please do follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. what we are going to be doing going forward is we're going to be posting in short videos, depending on what news we have received and what we would want to share with you guys. So if you are following us on these three platforms, that will help you to be abreast on what is happening around. If there are visas not happening in Australia, Canada, US, we would definitely be giving information on our website. So just follow us out there. I'm sure it would help you and benefit you. We're also be going to be running some quizzes and stuff like that. So it's going to be fun. Also going to give you some opportunities to win some prizes in there. So definitely it will help you guys, and it'll be a fun interacting with you as well. Um, I've got something from Shannon here saying, I hope you suggest the best aid methods that will be best for us as well. Okay, Shannon, these are things we can discuss when we are on one-on-one basis, and definitely we can help you out wherever we can. Yeah, for sure. Um, so like I said, please do follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter. And what we would be doing going forward is keeping information on our websites and all these three platforms, giving you an update on where we are with the Jan intake, also for the next spring intakes and for the fall. So next year, fall intake is going to be quite a big. Students have already started doing their homework and reaching out. And I think that's a brilliant thing to do. Parents have been super, super organized with that. And I'm totally impressed with the fact that, they've started so early in time, and happy to help wherever I can. If you have missed out on asking any of your questions, please feel free to WhatsApp me, or you can also WhatsApp Tina, and we'll definitely be there together to respond to you guys. I think we've had 40 minutes of our webinar. Happy to answer your questions when you inbox me, and I'm looking forward to that one-on-one with each one of you. Have a great day. Thanks for being with us, Talent2 Services, on this journey. God bless. Bye-bye.